Hello and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to continue the mini-series of RM's Mono Explained by focusing on Moonchild, the third track featured in the playlist. If you missed part 1, I'm gonna link it somewhere on top, so don't forget to check it out to get the full Mono experience. Now, in order to understand Moonchild, the first thing we need to do is to understand what a Moonchild actually is. In English language, the word is often associated with the people born under the zodiac sign of Cancer, but in this case it refers to those people who are more emotionally perceptible and often tend to find comfort in their own imagination. Moon children are basically dreamers, but a particular type of one. They are those people who feel more, who love more, and are more susceptible to the sadness and pain of the world that surrounds them. They get easily overwhelmed by things other people accept as normal, and because of their heightened sense of empathy, they tend to suffer more than the rest. Since moon children find refuge in the fantasy world, they thrive at night because quietness and darkness allow them to recharge and give them the freedom to indulge in the dreams they prefer over reality. The idea behind the song was first introduced back in 2017 with the song 4 O'Clock, a collaboration between V and RM where they talked about two friends opening up with each other in a park at night. V later on revealed that the song is about him and Jimin, but in Moonchild, the imagery and symbolism associated with the song is further developed by exploring the themes of sadness, depression, introspection, and the importance of overcoming your hardships by realizing your strength. At the beginning, RM explains what the song is about and who it is meant for. The children of the moon are born in the moonlight and can't breathe in the sunlight. They are born to be sad and suffer to be glad. This part here is very interesting because it implies that RM and moon children in general think they have to suffer in order to deserve happiness. In the first verse, RM explains that moon children are destined to pain and sorrow. But this idea is not expressed in negative terms, but rather as an objective aspect that defines their identity. Feeling more means to experience the world on a deeper level, and this world can be very beautiful but also very sad. Moon children feel all of it, and since they are born this way, they dance in the rain or in a crashing plane because they are used to it. This is why moon children need night more than anybody else. At night, the world sleeps and they can console themselves by themselves, because they are the only ones who can understand what they are going through. Except this is not really true, because RM understands you, just like he understands the importance of crying when you need it. At the end of the verse, RM uses the word tear as a wordplay that links it with tear, meaning that he knows that you need to cry, but he wishes you not to tear yourself, that is, to destroy yourself because of the overwhelming sorrow you feel. By using this kind of imagery, Moonchild can be seen as a reflection on depression as well. If you suffer from depression, sadness and pain are part of your everyday life. Sunlight and interaction can be difficult and draining, but while night and silence can bring you momentary peace and comfort, that is also the time where the nightmares come out. When you are alone with yourself, your mind can be very loud, and RM knows it, so he encourages you to cry to let off steam, but also not to let pain overpower you. Night is your time to shine and to rise, to find yourself again and to regain strength, which is what he's telling you in the chorus. If during the day you have to endure the stress, the sadness and the pain of the world, at night it's your time to shine because the world is asleep. What is interesting here is that the imagery of a person rising with the moon can also be read as a metaphor that conveys the idea that every person can succeed and find happiness at their own pace. The reality most of us live in is frenetic and demanding. You can get overwhelmed by the pressure and the expectations of those that surround you. But RM here is telling you that everything is fine because your time will come when you least expect it. In the second verse, RM further develops this idea by focusing on the contradictory nature of moon children, who are constantly overwhelmed by negativity but eventually live harder than anybody else. This part here is very important because it shows you how strong you really are and the potential this strength implies. In order to live better with yourself, you have to know yourself first, and in this verse, RM explains how the mind of a moonchild works, thus helping you coming to terms with the endless contradictions of your moonchild personality. Being a moonchild means wanting to live but never living, wanting to die but living harder, wanting to let go but putting another weight on, thinking about not thinking, smiling in the pain. This way of living is exhausting, and RM knows it, but in the song he wonders if you know it, thus encouraging you to realize how strong you actually are by dealing with all these feelings on a daily basis. In the third verse, Aram further reinforces the idea that what you go through is something other people go through as well, and he does so by telling you to look at the night sky through the eyes of your soul, meaning that in order to understand what he is saying, you have to look at the world with empathy rather than with your own eyes. The world is so full of thorns, even the streetlights have them, and this sight is both beautiful and cruel, just like life itself. If you go to the window, however, that is, if you show yourself to the world like the world is showing itself to you, you will realize that you are not alone and that you can share your pain with the people who feel the same. At the end of the verse, Aram says that if you do so, someone will be comforted by the sight of your thorns, and this is at the core of his ideology as an artist. Even if it's very difficult for him to share these feelings with us, he knows that we need him to do so because that's the only way for us to understand that we are not alone. His thorns comfort us because they are proof that we are not the only ones who suffer, and as difficult as it may be, he encourages us to do the same because we are each other's nightscape and each other's moon. So that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe for other content. Part 3 is coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!